Republican Congressman of Pennsylvania, Scott Perry. Congressman, good to see you. Wow, this continues to be delayed. They got the CR done, but this continues. It was supposed to be taken up Monday. It got delayed till Thursday. Still hasn't gotten done. What's the future of this bill, and how big of a role do the progressives play in this?
Well, let's start with where we are with Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden. Excuses are the tools of the incompetent, and Speaker Pelosi and Joe Biden apparently have brought the biggest toolbox ever in the history of Congress into town this week. This thing is completely off the rails. It should be apparent to everyone that the uber radical socialist left within the party, which is essentially the whole party, is completely running it. Joe Biden's not in charge of anything. And oh, by the way, neither is Nancy Pelosi. So whatever AOC, Ms. Jayapal, Ilhan Omar, whatever they want, apparently they're going to get it. People think that they elected Joe Biden president, but it should be clear at this point that he's not in charge of anything. And quite honestly, neither is Joe Manchin. So I think we've got a long run here. Quite honestly, it seems easy to me. Look, the Democrats are in charge of every single part, every lever of government right now. I don't know why they wouldn't take $1.5 trillion today and start on the rest of the $4.5 trillion that they're going to demand tomorrow. I mean,
well, Senator Sanders, that would be why.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So, but as long as they're willing to fight over it, it's good for America, because what's not happening while they're fighting is more socialized policies that are going to destroy America being foisted upon the backs of the American people. So, we're in a holding pattern. We're waiting to see what they come up with. But as long as the socialists are in charge and demand this, and Joe Manchin says no, it's amazing, isn't it, that we have to look to what are considered moderates. Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema are saving America right now by just putting their foot down and being some semblance of reason. In another world, that would never be believed, but that's where we are today.
Yeah, West Virginia constituents. I wonder where their thoughts are. They're right there making the play. He wants 1.5. There's a 2.1 trillion compromise on the table. The story continues this hour. Meanwhile, I want to get your thoughts. The fallout over the botched withdrawal in Afghanistan. You may have heard this name, Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Scheller, a Marine officer behind bars for criticizing the top Pentagon official responsible for the withdrawal from Afghanistan, now facing a pretrial hearing that was delayed till next week, so he's got to stay there. He's facing multiple charges, including conduct unbecoming an officer, contempt towards officials, disobeying a senior official, and failure to obey an order or regulation. This is what he said.
People are upset because their senior leaders let them down, and none of them are raising their hands and accepting accountability or saying, we messed this up. And I'm not saying we've got to be in Afghanistan forever, but I am saying, did any of you throw your rank on the table and say, hey, it's a bad idea to evacuate Bagram Airfield, the strategic air base, before we evacuate everyone? Did anyone do that? And when you didn't think to do that, did anyone raise their hand and say, we completely messed this up? From my position, potentially all those people did die in vain if we don't have senior leaders that own up and raise their hand and say, we did not do this well in the end. Without that, we just keep repeating the same mistakes. I have been fighting for 17 years. I am willing to throw it all away to say to my senior leaders, I demand accountability.
A couple of things. That's an officer not enlisted and someone who has served for more than a decade. I'm going to talk to his parents, by the way. The Schellers are going to be on this show Monday, so we're going to talk to them. But, Congressman, from your opinion, is he right on the money? What do you think about him being behind bars now? And you've got General Milley that will talk to not one, not two, but three book authors and essentially bash his former commander-in-chief, but yet this gentleman is in the brig.
Yeah, that's exactly right. What infuriates the American people is this double standard, this glaring hypocrisy. The officers in charge of the most breathtaking and cataclysmic military and national security failure in the history of the country are walking around scot-free, no accountability whatsoever, potentially and allegedly collaborating and cavorting with America's enemy in China. And meanwhile, this great patriot who sacrificed much of his life for his country is in the brig. People cannot stand the double standard. The American people hate that, and that is what's so disturbing and so disappointing. We demand accountability. We understand mistakes, and we're a very forgiving people. But what we don't accept is this horrific failure on behalf of the United States of America and the service members who served in Afghanistan, and many who gave all. And you surrender on our behalf, leave $85 billion, and create the greatest terrorist super state on the planet, and you don't have anything to say about that? Completely unacceptable.
Not to mention the botched drone strike that killed no ISIS-K members, only civilians, including children. Congressman Scott Perry joining us live. Congressman, have a good weekend.
Thank you. You do the same.
All right.
God bless you.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.